So one question that I'm constantly discussing with customers is how long does a project take? It's pretty simple to answer. Generally speaking, we go end to end from project start to ready to go live in 6 weeks. Now, it's almost always 6 weeks to a significant milestone, and we kind of insist on that because if a project takes longer, then there's something wrong with the way the project is defined or the way it's resourced, or generally it's an indication that there's something wrong. That does not mean that projects sometimes take longer. Obviously, if you come along, if a customer comes and they've got significant complexity to deal with, multiple integrations, and they want or need to have all of those done before a real go live takes place, then obviously those projects will become longer. But in general, there should be a structure in our view where after 6 weeks you have clearly proven end to end that you can deploy significant optimizations and updates to your systems. And that usually includes, at least one primary integration. For example, an integration with CRM or an integration with an ERP, with inventory management, with a ticketing system or whatever it might be, plus all of the inbound and outbound processes that you need to deploy in the first phase. So that's the short answer, right? Sort of, we have that sort of 6 weeks kind of in our mind. And typically speaking, it's not that the 6 weeks is full on concept implementation and testing. That's just one fraction of the project. In the 6 weeks, there's a lapse time because there are a few complex processes that are not entirely under your control or entirely under our control that we need to manage together or that we need to help you to manage. So for example, telecommunications. So porting numbers, adding new numbers, handling the regulations around that. Now, it's a very complex topic, so I'm going to do a separate video on that. But that would be an example of something that you might start at the beginning of the 6 weeks and only end after 4 or 5 weeks and just be ready to go live because it has a significant amount of waiting time where other bodies or regulatory processes have to be completed. But in general, you should be really going from start to finish in about 6 weeks. Some smaller contact centers might actually have all of their processes built in 2 weeks. But usually we see realistically that you'll have to train your agents, and we provide video material on how to do that, and then we make it as simple as possible. But you'll generally have to leave a little bit of buffer time towards the end of the project to make sure that you can get all of your processes ready around the technical changes that you've made using babelforce plus your other tools. So that's how long does it take? I mean, the next thing that comes up after that is the related question of what about when we make a change? How long does a change take? And I think this is the key thing to consider is when we look at doing a project, we obviously try to work with you in a collaborative manner to achieve the aims of the project. So like, what's the burning problems that you need to get resolved right now? And that will be the primary focus of the project. But throughout the project, we're also always trying to help you to set up a platform and a whole mode of working that allows you to make changes really quickly afterwards. And so our kind of guiding model for this is if you sit down with your team on a Tuesday morning and you have something that you really want to try out, you should be able to build a prototype of it on Tuesday afternoon and test it by Friday. Then when you'll put it live might depend on A/B testing. It might depend on some procedures you need to do around that. But the speed you're moving at should be in hours and days after you're set up. And the entire principle behind the way we work on the babelforce platform is that we're trying to give you an entire tool set that allows you to optimize almost anything across any of the integrations that you want to build in the future. So once you have an integration set up, once you've got a core set of processes around inbound or outbound or self-service or whatever it might be, you can build then any kind of omni-channel process on top of that afterwards and very quickly. That's the idea. And we see the entire thing as a collaboration. So we see it, the project is like us building a bridge from one side, you building the bridge on the other side, and we'll build the bridge out as far as we need to meet your side. So we might be meeting in the middle, we might be meeting a bit more to our side, a bit more to your side, depending on your exact resourcing setup.